Hello everyone, it is me, Bloody Jack from the Bloody Jack Show, and I know a while back I promised that I was going to talk about House of a Thousand Corpses along with all the other Rob Zombie movies that he has been creating over the past few years, but I lost all the footage for my House of a Thousand Corpses review. I can't be asked right now to refilm everything and edit everything again because I lost everything that I'd done. But yeah, that's why this time I wanted to do something a little different. I wanted to go through all forms of entertainment that I enjoy. Like, you guys know that if you see my Twitter feeds and things like that, you follow me on any social media, you can see that I like things such as anime, comic books, video games, horror movies, and sci-fi movies, and that's about it really. And that's why at the moment I want to talk about, well, my top favorite animes. And just to be clear, this is all just opinion based, and what I'm going to do is I'm only going to talk about anime shows in this video. I'm not going to talk about my favorite anime movies because that would be part of a different list on its own. That would be an entirely different video on its own. And we've got a fairly long list, I guess, for this video, and let's not waste any more time, let's get straight into it. Okay, starting at number 1, you've got Devil May Cry, which ran all the way through 2007, and yes, it's based on the original trilogy of Devil May Cry games, which was made by Capcom from 2002 to 2007, with Devil May Cry's 1, 2, and 3, and this anime was coming out roughly the same time as Devil May Cry 4. And I've played all the Devil May Cry games, and I actually really enjoy them. I think they're really, really good. But when I was told about the anime, I thought, screw it, I'll check it out. But yeah, I think the anime, even though it is canon to the games on its own, like it takes place roughly roundabout between Devil May Cry 3 and 4-ish, like in that area. And the character of Dante is okay. I mean, he is a little bit plain in the series, I guess, compared to what he is in the games. Like, in the games, he's an absolute badass who doesn't take shit from anyone. Anyway, moving on, next, we have Marvel's Blade. Now, as a huge Marvel fan, Blade is one of my favorite Marvel characters ever. This show came out in 2011. It's a very, very short series, only consisting of 11 episodes. It's not really much for me to talk about. I mean, I will probably review the series at some point, or even talk about it in the future, but yeah. Yeah, I would recommend watching the show. Next, we have Dragon Ball Z. Now, when it comes to people talking on YouTube about what their favorite anime is, I guarantee at least like one of them that you've watched has talked about like one of the Dragon Ball shows being one of their favorite shows in the entire franchise. Dragon Ball Z, well, the anime series started in 1989 and it ended in 1996. The show is, even though the show, yes, it's full of like, the crap ton of filler episodes and things like that, Dragon Ball's existence is really not, I want to say not a huge deal, but it kind of is, because it's one of the most famous animes ever created. And yeah, I'm going to go to the next one. Yeah, my next favorite anime is Dragon Ball Super, which started in 2015, and it is all the way currently still running to this day. It's an ongoing series. It takes place after the ending of Dragon Ball Z. But yeah, but there is 2 movies that basically tell the story of the first, I want to say half or first quarter of Dragon Ball Super, what it is so far, which is Dragon Ball Z Battle of the Gods and Dragon Ball Z Resurrection F. But yeah, I'm not going to But again, like Dragon Ball Z, I'm not going to talk about it too much because it's a long ass series. Moving on to the next one, Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a show that ran from 1998 to all the way again to 1998 because it's a classic series based on a really good card game which I know quite a lot of people play to this day. But yeah, I mean, there's not really much to talk about it. And obviously the next one would be another Yu-Gi-Oh! Show, but to me it's Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, which ran from 2006 to 2012. Again, I think it's a good show, and plus it has one of my favourite anime themes ever, really. But yeah, I ain't really got that much to talk about Yu-Gi-Oh! I mean, I don't want to dive in too much, otherwise this would probably be like a very, very long ass episode. Next we've got Hellsing, which ran from 2001 to 2002. Yeah, Hellsing is, well, this actually blends two of my favorite genres, like in general. Science fiction, because it has loads of good science fiction elements, like through later on in the series and during the series, but it also blends it really good with horror as well, and as a horror fanatic, I know what I like. Next, Hellsing Ultimate, which is technically the remake of the original Hellsing because it stuck closer more to the manga, and the reason why the endings, like through after the first quarter of the original Hellsing, it went off and did its own thing, whereas Hellsing Ultimate fully copied the manga because during the production of the original series, the manga wasn't fully finished at that time. And yet Hellsing Ultimate ran from 2006 to 2012. Yeah, I would actually say that this is my all-time favorite, one of my all-time favorite animes of all time. If you like gore, suspense, horror, thrillers, action movies, and things like that, I would recommend Hellsing Ultimate. It's not that long. Each episode is roughly about 40 odd minutes. But yeah, it's a really good, enjoyable series. I would highly recommend it. Next, we got Death Note, which ran from 2006 to 2007, only consisting of 39 episodes. And I know what some people would be thinking. What did you think of the Netflix movie which came out last year? I hated it. I even hated the trailer. Like, I had very, very low expectations when it came out. Watched it. It was mind-blowingly horrific. It was so bad. It was almost so bad that it nearly made the Emoji Movie look like a Clockwork Orange. Like, we're talking that level of bad on how the Death Note movie was. It tried literally too hard to do what it wanted to do. Yeah, moving on to the next one. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, which ran from 2012 to 2013. Again, this is one of my favorite animes. It's a good comedy, it's got good characters, it's got a good soundtrack, it's got everything that's really, really decent. And also, it jokes around with things like 80s action, things like that. But the show itself is split into different segments, like to several different stories about a certain member of the Joestar family. You got the first part of the show, which is just Phantom Blood, which is about Jonathan Joestar. Then you got the second part of the series, which is Battle Tendencies, and it's about Joseph Joestar. Then next you got, I think it's Starlight Crusaders after that, and it's about Jotaro. And after that, I think that's either it or it's another one which I'm a little bit behind on current animes at the moment, but yeah, still other than that, yeah, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is really, really damn good series. And I haven't really got that much to say about it. I think most people who've watched anime have seen this show before, or at least seen like a meme or anything else like that related to the actual show itself. Moving on, we got the Guyver Bio Boosted Armor. which ran from 1989 to 1992. Another one of my favorite animes, which I learned through my parents. Typical 80s action anime, you know, flashing colors, people shouting their emotions and all that, like a typical 80s anime that you would get. But it is kind of cool, actually. Like, the actual show itself is really decent, and it's got 2 well-made live-action adaptations, which surprisingly came from America and not Japan. But yeah, I would recommend Guyver by Boosted Armor, but not the 2007 remake, which is god awful. It tried to make the series more serious, but I don't think that's really needed. I mean, the original series was more serious enough. But yeah, moving on, we got Tokyo Ghoul, which ran from 2014 all the way up to now, because there's a 3rd season coming out later this year, I believe. And there's a new mobile game which recently came out called Tokyo Ghoul I think it's called The Dark War. But yeah, I do like this series because it's a really good drama and horror series, which is about it's about a college student called Keniki, who meets a woman who happens to be a ghoul, and she tries to attack him, but she got killed off in a freak accident, killing her at an instant, and also nearly killing Keniki as well. Her organs just happened to be undamaged, so they did an organ transplant to Keniki, in which then turns him into a half-ghoul. I mean, it's a really good show. The intro is really, really damn good for the 1st season. The shock and terror that the characters have, like when certain events come and go, it is really, really, really good and really heartfelt. And you can tell with the animation style of the intro, like someone out there was really passionate about the series. But yeah, moving on. Next we've got Attack on Titan, which started in 2013. Season 2 finished last year, and later this year we're gonna have a 3rd season on this series. It's set in the year, the 1st season is set between the years 845 and 850. Humans are all gathered in one area, in between 3 walls, where giant humanoid creatures, also known as Titans, won't be able to get in, but one day they do end up getting in, and they go on a giant human killing rampage. I don't want to spoil too much of the series, even though most people probably have now heard of it. I mean, there's 2 live-action movies from Japan that have come out about it. They're fucking awful, I've got to say, if I'm completely honest. But yeah, that's it, really. All I got to say. Moving on, Cowboy Bebop, which ran from 1997 to 1998. Really damn good sci-fi series set in the year 2075. It's about several characters. You got Spike Spiegel, Jet, Faye, Radical Ed, and Ein. They're all bounty hunters which own a ship which is called the Bebop, and yeah, each and every few episodes is about different characters, like character arcs and things like that. It's a really damn good show. I don't want to give away too much of it. It is really damn good. I would highly recommend it if they're like simple just action animes, or something that's just something to watch when you turn your brain off. Next, now this is kind of cheating because I put 4 anime shows into this one spot, but they're all part of the same franchise. A whole franchise of High School DxD. I know it's full of fan service and all that, and I know the new show High School DxD Heroes has just come out, but it's so funny. I mainly watched the show, I've read the manga of it. The manga is pretty good, with I want to not say decent, but an okay story. Now there's what, 4 seasons of High School DxD at the moment. You got High School DxD, which came out in 2012. Then the next year, in 2013, there was High School DxD New. Then you got the new one, well, the one that came out a couple years ago, High School DxD Born, which is about, well, it came out in 2015. I don't want to talk about what it's about really. Then you got High School DxD Heroes, which has just come out. I am currently watching the series. I think it's really good so far. I mean, the 3D animation isn't really that great at the moment, but yeah, I mean, there's not really much for me to talk about High School DxD, despite that it's filled up with loads of fan service and things like that. But yeah, excluding all that, I would recommend that, again, for the same reasons why I would recommend people watch Cowboy Bebop. It's like just one of those things to shut your brain off. Next we got Pokemon. Now, this mainly evolves around the original show, and possibly leading up to some of the current shows of Pokemon as well. Like, Pokemon in general, it's a great damn series. Everyone knows it, everyone loves it, it has a great theme, it has great characters, great creativity, it's a really good card game, it's a good video game franchise, everything about Pokemon is good. Even Pokemon Go, I would say, is a guilty pleasure for me to play on a phone. Even for a mobile game, Pokemon Go is actually an enjoyable, like, game on your phone. Next you got Beyblade. Again, I was a small child when this came out. I was a very easy to impress child. Beyblade actually did seem pretty amazing to me, and the series, looking back on it, what, 10, 15, about 10 to 15 years later, it still seems pretty good. Next we got High School of the Dead. Now this was what got me into horror anime and modern anime in general. Yeah, this is a really damn weird series about a bunch of high school students who have to fight off the dead in the zombie apocalypse. That's basically what the series is about. Sadly, the series ended on a massive cliffhanger on episode 12, and it did have a 13th episode, which is an OVA, which you could possibly watch now on every anime streaming website. And also, you could also watch it if you bought the DVD of High School of the Dead, which is called Chapter 13, Drifters of the Dead. It has nothing to do really with anything, not even the manga, it's just there because it can be. The manga, I don't know, I haven't read yet. Yeah, I haven't read the manga yet, but I don't know if the manga actually has an ending, but sadly the creator of High School of the Dead, who also, I believe, is the creator of Death Note, I don't know if I'm correct about this, but the creator of the High School of the Dead manga, I heard, passed away not too long ago, and it is really sad, and unfortunately, yeah, we're not going to get a second season of High School of the Dead, and yeah, it's very unfortunate. But moving on to the next one, One Punch Man, which ran from 2015. There's been a 2-year delay now since the first season. We're now this year, late 2018, we're going to get a second season to this. It's literally just one big joke, the entire series. It's about a superhero called Saitama, or as he's other well known as in the series, Kate Baldy. He's a hero who basically can defeat anyone with one punch. It's not a long series, but it's mainly just play there just for humor and pointless action, and it is actually really funny. The ideas of heroes that the show creates, and the secret society of superheroes as well, in general, is too damn funny, I would say. It's like Deadpool kind of mixed with, I want to say, Marvel's Ultimate Spider-Man, like that kind of humor, but it is still funny in its own sense. Next we got Assassination Classroom. It's a really good show which only lasted one season. It's about a bunch of high school students that are basically the worst of the worst, but a freaky alien monster comes into their classroom and decides to give them a task, and he was also there with the government, and he says, basically, and this is basically what I'm saying it in my own words, if you cannot kill me by the end of the school year, I'll destroy the entire world. That's it, really. I mean, it's a good premise for a show, but actually watching the series itself is really damn funny. Next we've got Initial D. Very quick explanation of it. It's basically if the Fast and Furious was actually good. But other than that, yeah, moving on. Prison School, I like this the same reason I like High School DxD. It's a really funny series. So random. A little bit of fan service in there. And yeah, there's not really much to say about it really now. Next, Code Geass, which ran from 2006 to 2007. Awesome series about mech. Well, I'm not really a fan of mechs in general, but Code Geass actually is a really good. I would say it's almost as good as Death Note, but on a more of an edgelord level. I'm talking like early Linkin Park, like edgelord level. Next, one of my all-time favorite animes, Kill la Kill, which ran from 2013 to 2014. I don't want to spoil the series whatsoever. It is too damn funny for even me to talk about, because that's how actually funny it is. Next, Fist of the North Star, from the one that ran from 1984 to 1987. Classic anime, I know, which most people know now of to this day. I know it's been remade. I know there's a live action movie in America which came out in the the mid 90s. It's okay, it's nothing special. I mean, the actual Fist of the North Star anime is really fun to watch. Moving on. Next, we got Sonic X. Now, I may not be a huge Sonic fan, but I can admit there is quite a few Sonic shows out there that I do enjoy a lot. Like, I love Sonic X, Sonic Underground. I think that's it really. I mean, I know most people say now that the Sonic franchise as a whole has been going downhill ever since Sonic 06. Well, some people say since Sonic 06. I would say, actually no. Sonic 06 has been like the only worst Sonic game that's come out in the past few years. Yeah, there's not really much to say about it. I think that's it really. Yeah, moving on. Akame ga Kill. It's a pretty good series, I guess. Well, it's more of a guilty pleasure to me. I mean, it's basically just about a guy who gets put into a group of assassins, which all happen to be mostly women. It's a fun series. Well, I keep saying fun series with every show on this list, but yeah, don't take that seriously. I do love the series. I think it's pretty funny. It does have like kind of like random like JoJo-esque kind of moments, I guess. Yeah, but yeah, moving on. Next, Naruto Shippuden. Now I know people are gonna think, oh yeah, you're just a fucking weeaboo and all that. What I'm gonna say is no. People who say only weeaboos, like shows like Naruto and things like that. Naruto Shippuden, I gotta say, despite all the filler, despite the hundreds and hundreds of filler episodes of a 600 episode series, it's got a good storyline going for it. And yeah, I don't really know how to put Naruto Shippuden down, as you don't really need to watch the original show. Like, watch like the first, I'd say 15 to 20 episodes of the original show and then just skip straight to Shippuden. It's really good. It's really serious, down to earth kind of show. It's decent all around. Next we got Soul Eater. Now this is my kind of show about teenage Grim Reapers. I think that's a pretty good idea for a show altogether on its own. But yeah, next, Ultimate Muscle. I want to just explain this in just a few words. Basically, it's technically Dragon Ball Z. Like think of all the tournaments you've seen in Dragon Ball, really intense tournaments. But instead of martial arts, it's wrestling. That's literally all it is. It's literally just Dragon Ball with instead of martial arts instead of wrestling. That alone is just a fucking amazing premise on its own. Next we got Neon Genesis Evangelion. This is one of my favorite, other than Cowboy Bebop, it's one of my favorite 90s anime. And believe it or not, fun fact, that it was actually Robin Williams' favorite anime when he was alive. And yes, that is true, Robin Williams was a huge anime fan when he was alive. Next we've got Overlord, which is basically, if you've seen Sword Art Online, it's technically that show, but if it was actually good. Next we've got Food Wars. I watched this just for the humor, and once you actually see this show, because I believe there is a new season coming out, or if it's already come out, I don't know, I haven't really watched much current anime, because I'm currently watching the new High School DxD season, and I'm currently watching season 2 of Attack on Titan. But yeah, still, once you actually watch Food Wars, you will know what the term foodgasm actually means. It is fucking incredible. Next we've got Seven Deadly Sins. Now, I know this isn't my kind of genre of anime, but as far as a fantasy series goes, it's okay. I mean, it's pretty good. It has original characters, it has a okay premise about a bunch of, well, I want to say bounty hunters, but they're just like an average anti-hero group. But yeah, it's a really decent series. I would highly recommend it, especially, well, even as well, I would recommend the abridged version called Seven Deadly Schmucks, which I will leave a link in. I'll probably leave a link in the description below to the first episode of fucking Seven Deadly Sins. But if not, I would anyway recommend that you check it out. Next we've got Kobayashi, Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. One of my friends in college got me into this anime. I've seen all the memes, I've seen everything. The series itself is actually really, really funny. Like, I shit you not, it is really, really damn hilarious. Next, Trinity 7. It's it's like High School DxD, but more emphasis on fan service, I guess, and more about the demon side of it. But it is an okay show on its own. It's one of those shows I'm currently going through at the moment as well, along with the other shows that I've mentioned before at the start of this video. But yeah, other than that, yeah, I think it's okay. It's a good series. I want to say it's better than High School DxD, I guess, in terms of story and characters and things like that. Yeah, it's pretty good. And finally, the last anime on this list. I know this has been a long, nearly 30-minute episode now for my series. Devilman, which came out in 1972. This is like the earliest anime I've got on this list. It's about a high school student and his adopted best friend. I don't know, I haven't seen the series in a while, but like those people I know kept bringing it up. And I think it's been a remake on Netflix at the moment, which is actually really good. It's called Devilman Crybaby. Like, people have been telling me it's been really, really good, and I'm currently gonna finish my other anime shows and work my way to watching this show, Devilman. But yeah, the premise is basically just two high school students who become, have demon powers and things like that. And it's all about either start the apocalypse or don't start the apocalypse. That's all I gotta say really for this show. It's pretty decent, I guess. I wouldn't recommend watching it, and yeah, I think that's all. Anyway, yeah, that's been my top favorite anime shows. Again, if you want to hear me give my opinion or anything else, or if you want me to do another video like a Q&A or anything like that, ask me anything in the comments or anything like that below, like a personal question or anything like that. I'll answer it in the future videos. One question I do have though for all you guys: should I start a Patreon account? Now, in case you guys don't know what Patreon is, a Patreon is basically like a funding service where you can basically do whatever, like a passion you have for something, like you want to make a movie, or if you're a simple YouTuber and things like that, you basically pay money, like a very small amount of money to give to give to people, to basically you're showing your support to their passion or project or anything like that. So yeah, pay a small amount of money. I think most YouTubers do this. Like they show you like a little sneak peek or a sneak preview on what they're going to do in the next video, or what they're doing in between bits and things like that. But yeah, that's it, I guess. Yeah, should I start a Patreon account or should I not? Let me know in the comments below. But yeah, anyway, that I've been Bloody Jack. This has been my look into my personal favorite anime shows. Yeah, if you want to follow me on Twitter, I'll put the link to my Twitter page down below in the description, or I'll put an annotation up on the screen, like if you're watching this on PC or anything like that. Yeah, just click on the annotation if you're watching this on a PC. If you're watching this on a phone or a tablet or anything like that, or I want to say possibly a game console. I don't know if they've added anything else yet. You just go into the description and click on the link to my Twitter account. If you want to follow me on Instagram, I'll put my Instagram name on the just down in the description as well, so you can follow me on there. I don't think I have anything else. I will start a Twitch account soon, so I'll start live streaming game feed and things like that. I guess that's it really. Not really much for me to say. Leave a like, a comment, subscribe, and also if you subscribe, please click onto the bell icon next to the subscribe button, so you'll be notified every time, so you'll be up to date with all the current stuff I'm doing right now. And I guess that's it really. All I gotta say is, yeah, if you guys want to tell me what your favorite anime is, just let me know in the comments down below. And also, yeah, if you can, please, I would like to hear what your thoughts are on if I should open a Patreon account to get better funding for these videos, and possibly to expand on this channel even more. So yeah, just let me know what you guys think, and that's all I gotta say. Thank you. See you guys in the next video.